What's up, everybody? It's Psychic Greg Stanley, and I wanted to cover a topic that many have asked me, which is what happens to the soul when somebody commits suicide. Someone takes their own life. And before I talk about this, I am in no way telling anybody that this is the solution. Not at all. If you are having thoughts of hurting yourself, hurting somebody else, if you're having thoughts of taking your own life, committing suicide, killing yourself, all of that, it's the same thing. But people use it in different terms. But if you're thinking about doing any of that, call 911. Reach out to somebody, talk to somebody, tell a loved one, tell somebody who can help you, go to the hospital, whatever you need to do. But I wanted to cover this because I've had a lot of people that have called me and asked me about their loved one or their friend or coworker that had taken their own life and what happens. And a lot of people, because of their religious beliefs and what they were taught, what they were told, is that if someone takes their own life, that they're in hell, that they are being tormented, they don't go to God. That's not true, even remotely. That is a lie. That is taught by a lot of churches and religions and other things. It is not true. When you die, you go to the other side, and the other side can be described as in the term heaven. People say heaven, the afterlife, whatever you want to call it. But whatever religion you are in, whenever religion is used to control somebody, to put fear into somebody, to use fear to make them do something, they can't be their full selves and everything, that is wrong, and that is not from God. I don't care what anyone says, it is not from God. That is a lie. And no, your loved one, however they passed away, including suicide, they are on the other side, and they are safe in the arms of God. And they do visit, they do communicate with you. And sometimes it's through thought, sometimes it's through dreams, sometimes it's through other people, through seemingly coincidences, memory visits, things like that. But this is Banks. He came to say hi to everybody. Say hi, Banks. Anyways, but I had people that were so afraid of this. He's so funny. That they're like, Greg, is my loved one okay? Is my son okay? Is my friend okay? They took their own life. And a lot of the times, the spirit of the person, when they communicate, when they come through to me, and when they give messages to their loved ones and everything, it's that they are okay. And many of them were under the influence of drugs and alcohol. And they were, a lot of times they're in a blackout. They don't even remember doing it. That's why it's so important, if somebody is battling with alcoholism, with drug addiction, and anything like that, that's causing them to black out and everything. He's so cute. Whenever that happens, they don't even remember taking their own life. And I'm human, just like every single one of you guys, and I have my challenges. And I'm at the time of making this video, I am almost 3 years sober, and whenever I was in my addiction with alcohol, I experienced many blackouts, especially the last few months of when I was really deep into my addiction and everything. I had those blackouts, and I very well could have done that because I had no control when I had those blackouts. If anyone who battles with addiction of any kind and they have those blackouts, they can do it too. And so some of them who had and intentionally committed suicide, they really felt like there was no way out. And many of them do regret it, and they wish that they had reached out, got help, because they made a permanent solution, seeming solution to a temporary problem that now they can't go back. They're on the other side, and the thing is, their loved ones are left behind, wondering. The soul is out of the body for the person that crossed themselves over, but everybody else that loves them is left forever with that pain, and that's not worth it either. And also, some of them that have intentionally committed suicide, they were in so much either physical pain or emotional pain. They weren't getting the help that they needed and everything, and they did intentionally do it, and some of them do not regret it. I had a woman that just recently that I've been doing readings for at least twice a year, and I saw her back, and I believe it was in September or October, and for years she had been battling. Her daughter had been battling with drug addiction, and like she couldn't turn her back for 1 second because her daughter would just steal something, would steal anything. And she had been coming to me for years, and I told her this last time that I saw her that probably the next time we meet, I don't think your daughter is still going to be here. And that's hard to hear for a mother to hear, but she also didn't know what else to do because her daughter would not get help, would not do anything to fix this whatsoever. She was just not only making herself miserable, but she was ruining the lives of all of her family, her friends, her children that she dearly loved. And but the addiction just took over. Well, I met with her over the weekend. She needed a reading, and I met with her, and as soon as I sat down, she just looked at me, and I said, "She's gone, isn't she?" And her tears just came rolling out of her eyes, and she said, "She's gone. You were right." And I hate in these situations, I hate when I'm right. But yeah, and I said she passed away on the 2nd, and she said, yeah, it was the 2nd of last month. She was found in her bed, and I want to know if she did it on purpose. And I was able to bring her daughter through, and her daughter said that she did not do it on purpose and that she did overdose, and her mom wanted to know what she overdosed on, and I told her it was fentanyl. And she said, that's exactly what I thought it was. And of course, when that happens, the living loved one oftentimes will feel guilty, like I could have done more, I could have stopped it, I could have saved him or her. I could have saved them. And the thing is it's easier to blame yourself. It's easier for them to blame themselves than to really wrap your head around the fact that they're gone. And I was able to see that her daughter was okay, and she did meet God, and she is safe now, and she is so sorry for what she did. All the things she put the family through in her addiction, and even passing away, causing her own death. And it was, although it was hard for her mother, of course, to hear these things, she needed to know the truth and everything. And her daughter said, "Mom, I've been dead since 2014. And her mom said, and of course, she had just passed away at the time of making this video about a month ago, a little over a month ago. And she said, "Tell my mom I've been dead since 2014. And that's what I told, that's Bojangles. I see it. Thank you. All the cats are coming to me now that I'm not paying attention to them. I'm doing a video. So anyways, back to our regular program here. I don't have editing or anything like that, so bear with me, guys. But her mom said, yeah, that's because in 2014, that's when she got addicted to drugs. That's when she started doing heroin. And that's what her daughter meant, is that, hey, since 2014, I was on drugs. I was not the same person. My client, her daughter, of course, was living, breathing, existing, all of that in physical form, but unfortunately the addiction had taken over her. And it's really unfortunate, but sometimes there's people that cannot break the addiction. They cannot break that cycle. And her daughter said she was trapped. She said, I was trapped in my body, in an addicted body that I could not get out of. And that was the way she described her addiction to me, to share with her mother. And her mom just said, I understand. And she said, yeah, my daughter was amazing. Wouldn't hurt a fly, smart, successful, everything. And when she did heroin in 2014, I didn't even know who she was from that point on. It was like somebody else was living in my daughter's body, and it was the spirit of addiction, and that was not her daughter. And her daughter was in there and everything, but the addiction was not her daughter. And so that's what she meant by I've been dead since 2014, and her mom did understand that. And her mom was able to make peace with the fact that her daughter was not going to stop. Even if she was still alive today, another 5 years, she was not going to stop. And but her daughter was not in hell, which is unfortunately, it drives me insane. There's some psychics or seers that have told people that, oh, your kids are in your kid or your friend or so and so is in your husband, your wife is in eternal torment, and now she can't find God. What kind of peace does that bring somebody? That is not true. That is absolutely not true. Lies. That is blasphemy. And we're humans. We're not perfect. And that's just the way it is. The world is not perfect. Therefore, we are not perfect. And we have our flaws. And our Creator understands that. And we don't always understand that. And everything. But God loves that person. There's people I don't love. And as a human, we're not supposed to hate. There are some people that I hate. I'm not perfect, but I do. And I absolutely hate some people. And that hatred does not come from God. That comes from my ego. And I admit that. and everything, but God loves that person. God loves me. God loves you, and everything. That person is safe in the arms of God, and we all have to answer to the Creator when we cross over. Um, a lot of times when people talk about like hell or anything like that, a lot of times they have to face what they've done to other people. It's like a correction. It's also known as like a life review. You see the good and you see the hurt that you've caused yourself, that you've caused other people, and that way your soul can evolve, can grow, and move forward when the soul is ready to reincarnate, whenever that may be. And it is our karma that determines what we don't make peace with, what we don't fix. We have to repeat it in another lifetime. And so that's important to understand, important to know. But no, your loved ones who have crossed themselves over for whatever the reason may be, they are not in hell. Hell does not exist, and I ruffle a lot of feathers with that. But I have, in my near-death experiences, I have never seen anything like that. It doesn't exist. If anything, I did have one near-death experience that I had where it did appear like very red, very kind of fiery, but it wasn't like what different religions describe hell as. It was actually me facing the things, the fears that I refused to face in the waking life, in the body, and the choices I was making in my ego, in my human ego, just like we all have, and what I was doing to myself, what I had done to other people, what others had done to me. I had felt that, but it was only for a moment. But it was a reminder that I needed to change my ways and everything. And when I came back, and I was brought back into my body and everything, I learned from that, and I did try to do better. And there was near death experience that I had where when I had left my body, I just felt nothing but love. I knew that I was out of my body and everything, but I felt like I was wrapped in this blanket of love. And I'm no angel, guys. I'm not. I've done things, and that I regret, that I had to learn from, that I had to correct and everything. But I did have to face that in this experience that I had. And it was kind of like it was like a minor life review, and I was able to come back a better person, a better and choose better and everything. And even today, I still make mistakes. I don't always choose better, but I have to fix that. I have to correct that. And whatever I don't, I'm gonna have to face when it is my time, and I'd have to probably face it in my next life. So that's where it is. But anyways, that's my share. That your loved ones who have crossed themselves over and everything, they are okay, and they do communicate with you, and they do try to make contact with you again. Maybe it's through a dream. Synchronicities. Some of you guys have feathers that come to you a lot of times because they were unable to protect themselves in this lifetime. They act as guardian angels to you, and they do watch over you and their children. They had them, their pets, everything. And so thank you guys for letting me share this, and I hope that you do find this helpful. Thank you. Have a good day.